Clan Campbell, a name universally loathed in the Highlands and a byword for treachery and ruthless ambition. Forever associated with the massacre of 38 MacDonalds in Glencoe, it's easy to forget that the Campbells could be victims too. This is Inverary, capital of Clan Campbell. On a cold December night in 1644, 800 defenceless Campbells were slaughtered in the streets, men, women and children. And the reason they died? A point of principle, one that put a Campbell clan chief on the wrong side of a sectarian divide that triggered one of the bloodiest episodes of Highland history. In this series, I'm going on a personal journey to reveal the extraordinary and often bloody history of our Highland clans. And there can be few more mired in bloodshed than Clan Campbell. If ever a building's had power and influence, it's this one. Inverary Castle, ancestral home of the Dukes of Argyll, and power base of the clan we love to hate, Clan Campbell. Extravagant, impressive, a real display of ostentatious wealth. Inverary Castle was once the centrepiece of a vast Highland empire run by the Campbells, a clan that rose from humble beginnings to become the most powerful in Scotland. Even today, the castle is bursting at the seams with a vast array of weaponry. It's a potent reminder of the military power that once protected and enlarged the Campbell Empire. In an almost forgotten corner of the castle is the portrait of a clan chief who would write one of the most turbulent chapters in the controversial story of Clan Campbell. Archibald, the first Marquess of Argyll, was a man of religious belief and a man of principle. 400 years ago, this Campbell chief was a central player in the civil war that ravaged Scotland. The background to the Civil War of the 1640s lay in a dispute between King Charles I and the Scottish Presbyterian Church. The Kirk was vigorously anti-Catholic and vehemently opposed to the King's anglicising religious reforms, which threatened its hard-won independence. I met up with historian Alan MacDonald in Inverary to get a better understanding of how these reforms triggered a violent sectarian war.
Presbyterianism was so rooted in Scotland's religious traditions by this time that these reforms created a great deal of unease in Scotland.
Would it be fair to say that they considered it a possible Catholic counter-reformation?
To an extent, at least the most extreme Presbyterians actually wanted to portray it in those terms. They saw the religious reforms that Charles wanted to introduce as bringing Scotland back towards Catholicism.
What was Archibald Campbell's position? Which side was he on?
He was very much at the forefront of the Presbyterian side. He was one of the leading nobles in the Covenanting movement, the movement for the revolution against Charles I.
What was the composition of the royalist forces at this time?
Well, they're a mixed bag, but in this context, the most important group are the Irish and Scottish Catholic MacDonalds. They have a grudge against the Campbells because over the last 150 years or so, the Campbells have gradually eaten into the territory that once belonged to the MacDonalds. And as well as that, the MacDonalds have lost lands to the Campbells. Much more recently, the great MacDonald heartland of Islay in particular was lost to the Campbells early in the 17th century. So they've got revenge on their mind.
And of course, the Civil War provided the perfect opportunity for this revenge. In December 1644, a band of battle-hardened MacDonalds attacked the Campbells at Inverary. In the name of the king, they sacked the castle and burned the town. Over 800 men, women and children were butchered, animals slaughtered, crops destroyed, and hundreds more were left to face a freezing winter without food and shelter. And the clan chief, Archibald Campbell, the first Marquess of Argyll, was forced to flee his burning capital in a rowing boat. As the clan fled in terror, there was only time to grab their most valuable possessions: Not jewels, not works of art, but something much more important to them: paper. These papers, the clan's important legal documents, were carried to a secret location overlooking Loch Eck in Argyll. It's little known even today, but familiar to me since childhood. Now, it might not look like it, but this path I've been walking on goes through an enormous landslip which happened thousands of years ago. Now, huge boulders came off the mountain and now lie jumbled on top of each other. And between them, you get these fantastic natural passageways, and that makes an absolutely ideal hiding place. Now, I've not been here for years and years, but as kids, we knew this place as the Paper Caves. And incredibly, it's down there that the Campbells hid all our important legal documents. Land deeds, clan records, contracts, the paperwork of their business interests. According to local legend, these were the things the Campbells couldn't bear to leave behind when Inverary was sacked. Paper, you see, was vital because the Campbells were also lawyers. You know, reflecting on their fate at the bottom of this dank, disgusting cave, the Campbells would no doubt have been forced to conclude that perhaps, after all, their famous legal pen was no match for the MacDonalds and their mighty sword. To help understand how Campbell fortunes had reached such a low point and the crucial part played by religion, I need to start at the beginning of their story, when they, like everyone else, were followers of the old Catholic faith. And to do this, I have to travel back in time to the 1300s, to Loch Eau in the ancient Campbell heartland of Argyll. Looking at the loch today, it's hard to imagine what it was like 500 or 600 years ago, with boats and galleys sailing up and down, connecting the bustling communities along the shore to the castle of Inishconnell. My passenger across the loch is Steve Bodman of Edinburgh University. Steve has traced the rise of the Campbells from the 14th century, when they were known as the Lords of Loch Eau. Long before they moved to Inverary, the castle of Inishconnell was their power base. Landing on the island for the first time, I was surprised to discover just how extensive the ruins are of this once mighty clan castle. Now look at this, Steve. This is really impressive. I had no idea there was still so much in existence here. In the 13th century, the Campbells were a relatively minor clan, but their fortunes changed after they supported Robert the Bruce and his bid for the Scottish crown. So what happens when Robert the Bruce becomes King of Scots?
Well, the Campbells get the rewards that their loyalty deserve. They get a marriage to a kinswoman of Robert the Bruce, so that the connection is a family connection as well as a political connection. And that marriage is secured by Neil Campbell, who is probably the first Campbell lord to dominate this castle.
So the Campbells didn't just expand because of the relationship between them and the monarchy, or because of military power, did they?
No, in a sense, the Campbells ticked all the boxes. They were militarily powerful. They did have a good relationship with the Scottish monarchy generally. But they also were part of a new world of charter lordship. They extracted bonds, they made agreements, and they were increasingly able to put pressure on other clans through legal means, through the royal courts.
So in a sense, is it right to see them as the kind of legal beagles of their time?
Yeah, one early 20th century historian bemoaned the fact that Campbells combined claymore and parchment as never Celts before and encroached on all their neighbours. So that's their reputation.
It might be worth pointing out at this stage that the name Campbell comes from the Gaelic for crooked mouth. So perhaps, right from the earliest times, the Campbells didn't exactly have a reputation for straight talking.